Good evening. I'm Melissa Barlow, principal of Yukon High School. On behalf of the school board, administration, and staff, it is an honor to welcome each of you to our virtual commencement ceremony for the Yukon High School class of 2020. At this time, please join me in honoring our country during the playing of our national anthem. At this time, I would like to recognize our school board members and administrators. Leonard Wells, School Board President. Suzanne Cannon, Vice President. Rex Van Meter, Clerk. Chris Cunningham, Deputy Clerk. Michelle Hawthorne, Board Member. Our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Jason Simmeroth. Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Jason Brunk. Assistant Superintendent, Desiree Whitmer. Executive Director of Secondary Education, Diana Lebsack. And Executive Director of Elementary Education, Lance Haggard. Yukon High School Administration, Associate Principal, Lisa Megley. Assistant Principals, Bené Castleberry, Steve Hunt, Vicki Kessler, and Ryan Reynolds. Now, I would like to introduce Cole Frederick, your senior class president, to give his farewell address. Cole is the son of Adam and Kim Frederick. He has been involved in student council, track, and is a member of the Yukon High School academic team. Cole plans on attending Oklahoma State University, majoring in chemical engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cole Frederick.
Thank you, Ms. Barlow, for that kind introduction. Good evening, faculty, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2020. I would like to take a moment to thank everyone that has gotten me to this point, my family, friends, mentors, and most importantly, God. If someone would have told me that I wouldn't get to run track, go to prom, tour my elementary schools, or even say goodbye to my lifelong friends before my senior year ended, there's no chance I would have believed you. But look at us now. Needless to say, things did not turn out the way we expected them to, and it's easy to be disappointed. I've had a lot of time to think and discuss the complex situation that our class has been thrust into and possible ways to remedy it with my parents, who are much wiser and smarter than me. The conclusion that we reached is that sometimes things are just beyond our control. The world we live in is bigger than any one of us, and it is unrivaled in its unpredictability. Some constants I have found, however, are the presence of difficulty, challenge, and adversity, but also the knowledge of a God that loves us, a faith that sustains us, and a hope that compels us. Every person that lives in this world will most definitely face some sort of challenge in their life. Like Miss Mowry, for example, when she first had to climb the stairs after tearing her Achilles last year. Or better yet, when she had to teach me centripetal motion in physics class. Our challenge currently is dealing with the loss of the last part of our senior year and every special emotion and memory and that sense of finality that comes with it. Nothing short of divine intervention is going to change the reality of the situation that we are facing. But the best course of action I have found is to change our perspective. Now, I know it sounds cliche, class of 2020, change your perspective, and it probably is, but it is true nonetheless. Rather than zooming in on all of the events and activities that we didn't get the luxury of experiencing, or being upset about the high school career's premature ending, we could reminisce on the special moments we did get to experience. The touchdowns we scored, the shows we put on, the surprisingly good test grade we got, the surprisingly bad test grade we got. And we could look back and recap and see how far we've come since we started. The situation remains the same regardless of what any one of us thinks or feels. But the landscape of our personal world is dramatically altered by our perspective. In order to arrive at where we are now, in our final moments as high school students, we have spent the past 13 years expanding our capacity to understand, being influenced by teachers much wiser and more seasoned than ourselves, making friends and memories that will last forever, and growing every day into the individuals we are now. We have been doing incredible things since school, since that first nervous day of kindergarten when we had to let go of our mom's hand. The last 2 months being less than ideal could never take anything away from that. Now, I'm not trying to belittle the impact of a global pandemic, the likes of which haven't been seen in the last 100 years, because it is certainly devastating. But rather, I am labeling it as a chance to reflect on the power that lies within our perspective and challenging you all to harness that power. We have the ability to do immeasurable amounts of good for the people around us, and I have no doubt that this group of young adults will be accountable for so many amazing stories and advancements. So as we move on into the next chapter of our lives, let us not be remembered by what the world took from us, but by the amazing and grand ways in which we made it a better place. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2020.
Next, I would like to introduce Caroline Conley, your student council president, to give her class address. Kara is the daughter of Ray and Jen Conley. In addition to student council, she has been involved in National Honor Society and Mill Week. Kara plans on attending the University of Central Oklahoma, majoring in business. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Caroline Conley.
Thank you, Miss Barlow. To my classmates of 2020, hello. I am honored to be up here speaking to you all. I heard senior year would fly by, but I didn't know it would zoom. I wish we had different circumstances, but I am hopeful for the future, and I know that my class will surpass these circumstances to far greater things. I am so proud of my class today, and I take great joy in saying that I am a part of the class of 2020. While I think we all would have enjoyed those goodbyes and a little more time to transition, I pray that you are all finding joy in the little things, realizing the positivity in this, and growing in pursuit of yourself and dreams. One of the biggest lessons I learned in high school was the power of love. Whether this means to smile at a random person in the hall or to create a friendship that lasts a lifetime in your math class, love is powerful. It is such a crazy thing and is expressed in so many different ways. A beautiful quote by Bob Goff says that when joy is a habit, love is a reflex. When you make joy an everyday practice of finding beauty in life, such as the tree you pass by on the way to where you're going or spending time to read a new book, I believe love will radiate off of you. I hope that in this next step of life that we are all about to walk into, that we walk with love. People are such amazing beings. You never know how much your actions will affect someone's life. Sadie Robertson, in her new book, Live, tells a story about impacting a little girl in Peru on a mission trip. All she did was play with the little girl for a few minutes, and the teacher told Sadie how those few minutes will most likely change the trajectory of this child's life. My hope for you all is to live with this perspective in mind. You can and will make a difference. The littlest things make the biggest impact, and I hope that when you act on decisions, jobs, etc., that you live with this mindset of love. I know life is not all sunshine and rainbows, and currently it's definitely not rainbows, but that you can see the good in everyday life. I hope you do this and realize the power in love. Another lesson I have learned in high school is to always pursue growth. Life is weird, hard, random, and a long road full of decisions. I believe pursuing growth in life is one of the most valuable things a person can do. Whether pursuing growth means you're going on a run for the day or meeting a friend for coffee, you are opening a door to growth and helping your life in more ways than you know. I had a soccer coach, Coach Zanotti, who would always say, "Your mind is a garden. Be careful what you choose to water." This quote has always stuck with me because I think it is so important and applicable to life. The things in life that you choose to spend your time on will either grow your garden in a negative or positive way. My hope for all of you is to see this point in our lives as just the beginning. You all have the power to choose today. What are you going to water your garden with? Today, you can make an impact. And every day from today on. Today, you can walk with love and change the trajectory of your life or someone's life around you. You are all immensely gifted, and I truly believe with the cards that we have been handed, the class of 2020 will be the one to change the world. I want to say thank you, first off, to God for being my rock, my teacher, my best friend, and many more to come as I walk through life. I want to say thank you to my parents for pushing me to be the best that I can be and always loving me through it all. Thank you to my brothers for giving me thick skin and 2 built-in bodyguards. Thank you to Mr. Tate and Mr. A for showing me the value in hard work and the beauty in community. And lastly, I want to say thank you to the many people who know who they are, who have pushed me and helped me to be where I am today. And of course, if you know me, you know I have to finish off my speech with an office quote. So I will catch you on the flippity flip.
I am honored to introduce to you Tristan LaRose, who will speak on behalf of the class of 2020 valedictorians. Tristan is the son of Mike and Lisa LaRose. He has been active with Yukon High School soccer, cross country, and is a member of National Honor Society. Tristan will attend the University of Oklahoma in the fall. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tristan LaRose.
Thank you for the kind introduction, Ms. Barlow. Well, everybody, we did it. We made it here after years of adversity and frustration. Our class is very unique in that it has been troubled by so many obstacles, yet we're still graduating. Albeit on a computer, it still counts. Some of the obstacles that we have cleared or are struggling with right now include a teacher walkout, a worldwide pandemic, and, worst of all, Chick-fil-A closing for a month. Unfortunately, the pandemic that is affecting us, and not only our school and state, but the entire world, cut our year short. It robbed us of many of our final memories together. It took some sports seasons away. We had no senior breakfast or sunset. We didn't visit our elementary school teachers. We have a virtual graduation. You're probably wondering where the silver lining is here, and I promise that I'm getting to it. We had the most unique senior year that I've ever seen. It's hard to look at it that way. However, this year is what was thrown at us, and we're going to have to just accept it for what it is, a strangely unique end. I personally never imagined giving a speech to a camera, so this is out there. But that's not the important part. The fact that we made it after everything that has happened just proves how strong we are. How this year ended is one of the most disheartening things I've ever felt. It feels like everything we've worked towards has been canceled or replaced. But that's life. It's not fair and we don't deserve this, but I assure you we'll come out of this stronger. If we keep our heads high and keep moving forward, we can do anything. We're all already one step closer to our goals. After this day, some of us are going to college, some of us are going to vocational school, and some straight into a career. No matter what it is, we're already heading in the right direction. So we can stay down about this virus, but don't forget that we are incredibly strong. We are entering the next parts of our lives in one final act together. So if we only take one thing away from this, it should be that if we can surmount huge obstacles like the one we are currently enduring, then anything else that life throws at us is just as conquerable. We know we'll be okay even in the worst of it because of how robust we've become over the years we've spent here. I wish everyone the best moving forward, and we should all be looking forward to what our class will do to change the world. Thank you.
Superintendent Simmeroff, with the authority vested in me and the members of this class having met or exceeded all requirements of the State Department of Education in Oklahoma and the Yukon School Board of Education, it is a great privilege that I present to you this outstanding senior class of 2020 for graduation and the awarding of individual diplomas. Class of 2020 graduates, at this time, we will follow the traditional tassel ceremony. So if you will please, take your tassel from your right and move it to your left so that you can become Yukon Miller's Class of 2020 graduates. Congratulations.
Woohoo! Class of 2020.